3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, everyone. An incredible Tuesday morning and Tuesday night. I should say Monday night into Tuesday morning. Last night. Some great movement, some great trades. We're looking at the free signals here. And I know that I answered this in a group, but it's just kind of on the top of my mind. Someone had said, you know, how are the free signals chosen? And of course, I have, complete control over it. But what I do is I have an AI system choose the next available trade from the system and trade it to profit. And in this particular case, it's choosing two. Now, I've done it a lot of different ways in the past. I was trading just like the lowest volatility pairs, but it was just like watching grass grow and not helping people in a great way, being that slow. Every trade's profitable because we do position trading, right? As long as you manage your lot size, you can end all of these trades in a net profit. Something I'm going to get into today, and the more I do it myself, you've heard me talk about it, you're going to get tired of me talking about it. For some reason, I don't know why it looks really dark in here right now. It's like the sun's shining in. I think I must have brought the brightness down. So let me mess with that for a second. And let me just make myself look brighter. There we go. Look how bright I look. So it seems boring, but when I talk about hedging, it is such a magical process. And we'll look at the trades, but I kind of want to get into this. I want to talk about this a lot. I'm going to talk about it forever, and I'm going to make some demonstrations. I'm going to create a test account. We'll talk about that. Or I should say a demonstration account so I can kind of like show you guys what to do. So in my accounts, I take degenerate bids. I bid a lot, typically. A lot. When I say a lot, I push the ragged limits because I have a damn good handle on when my margin level percent has gone too far. Because, I mean, look at Euro AUD right now. Certainly not out of parameters, right? And the last most recent trade is profitable, right? Nothing I have to hedge, nothing I'm worried about. But every once in a while, we get a runaway pair. And I do my best to avoid those, right? Like not trading GJ and UJ. But I sit back, and I'm protecting you, right? As much as I can. I sit back and I look at GJ and UJ recently, and it's just trade, profit, trade, profit, trade, profit. So you start to feel like you're, fear of missing out. And you guys that have access to my system, the full auto system, you can trade any pair you want, any system you want. I mean, you could take, and I have to be careful here because, people are going to be, oh, I have to do that now. Listen, the 10 pip hybrid is where I would be for everybody. You got to get out of this fear of missing out. Oh, wow, all these pairs are taking profits and you're going to see them, and we're not trading them right now on the 10 pip hybrid. What you can do is I have to be really careful with my words. Maybe I shouldn't say what you can do. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, okay? I will degenerately bid. I'll bid more than I probably should be on my 10 pip hybrid trades because I have an automatic built-in protection that we're not trading currency pair crosses. And we'll take a look at, what trades are out right now. Or we'll look at what's closed as far as the 10 pip hybrid goes. But it's very smooth and methodical. And yes, the entire design behind the 10 pip hybrid feed, the auto feed, that is a hybrid of my main algorithm, is intended to create protection where we don't currency cross, and we, by luck of the draw, if a currency pair runs away, chances are, pretty good chance, we're not even trading that in the 10 pip hybrid. So that's good. However, we're still going to get, if you bid high, if you do degenerate type bidding like I tend to do, and I do that because I'm secure in knowing when to stop the account bleeding. And I've said this yesterday, I'm going to lean on it a lot. It's the magical super, like you could literally use my hedging concept, or not my hedging. You could hedge. You could just open up an account, enter a random trade, and hedge it and probably do well. The advantage we have with my algorithm is take this Euro AUD trade on the screen right now. What do we know? We know for a fact that this is a sell trade. The price, I don't care what it's doing, is eventually going to do this little hook down, and it's going to hit our TP. That is what it's going to do. The confidence behind that I have behind the system is 100%. Okay. Euro AUD could move deeper. Of course, that TP, that take profit, gets drawn closer to the price. Somewhere in there, and we also have a feel of how far a currency pair is going to go, right? Some of the worst case scenario I've seen is a UJ going 30, 35 trades deep. If I was degenerately bidding on UJ when it went 35 deep, I would not have been 35 deep. At some point in my margin level percent, let's say that happened in what we're looking at right now. Euro AUD, we know the history, we know the future. It's going to go 35 trades deep, right? It's a black swan event. It's a very rare type of thing. We're not getting that all the time. So my system is designed to avoid that to begin with. But at some point along those 35 trades, 10, 12, 13, 15, wherever I feel on my particular account, based off of my bid, based off of my leverage, whether I have a live 500 leverage account, whether I have a hedge account, a hedge fund account that's 30 leverage, right? I'm looking at my margin level percent. You can see here it's 33,000, right? Not even anywhere close to any limits, but it's not supposed to be. This account is intended to be the signal account. That's why I put it up at $500,000, because the balance isn't the point. It's the trade and seeing the mathematics and being able to, for example, click this and look, and you got, here's what the TP is, okay? In fact, we can hold this and go look at the chart, and we can see that the take profits down here, and it's coming this way, okay? So that's our huge advantage. The hedge, and I've even made a mistake with this in the past. I will hedge, which is an equal and opposite order, right? If I'm in 10 lots, if I'm in 10 buy lots, I equally sell 10 sell lots, right? That stops the bleeding. In fact, it takes my margin level percent on the screen down to 0, and not the bad 0, meaning it's going to stop me out. It locks this number in up here. It locks in my drawdown. Now let's assume I'm in one trade. It locks in my drawdown. If I have other trades, they're adding to the drawdown, they're adding to the profit, so on and so forth. But typically when it happens on one trade. So all I have to do is, at the right time for my account, is hedge, let that trade continue to go against me. Let's say we knew it was going to 35 trades, like absolute insane, right? I know that's an excessive amount. And let's say we stopped at 15. We're like, okay, stop copying this pair, and let's let it go to 35. We're hedged. We let it go to 35. it comes back towards our take profit. And here's the only issue. You have two options when you've done a emergency protection hedge. We didn't know it was going to go to 35, right? If it went from 15 to 35 trades, when your hedge comes back and the feed takes profit, your hedge is probably going to be, you're going to be in some sort of drawdown, right? You're probably going to have to take a little bit of loss. It's not a big deal. You were overbidding to begin with. Start pulling your bids back and be prepared for some trades like that, right? Or, take the chance and pump your bids up sometimes and bring them back other times. And when, there is no way to know when. The point being is that the emergency hedge saves you from one thing, which is the most important thing, and that is blowing and losing your account, margining out and losing your account. That's the hedge protection. That's what the hedge does. If we got out at a crazy level, 15 trades scaled in, 15 positions on a currency pair. If we got out at 15 and it goes to 18, 19, let's say it goes to 20, right? We'll use round numbers. And then it comes back and goes towards the take profit, the likelihood of you profiting on that trade is extremely high because it didn't go insanely. It just kind of went. You protected yourself for those next 5 trades. I don't want those 5 trades because it's going to add 5 trades and potentially increase the lot size multiply factor. That whole time it's bringing the take profit closer to where the price is, right? As long as your hedge is in a sell trade, as long as it's above the take profit, in a buy trade, as long as it's below. I think I'm saying that right, but you get the point. As long as your hedge is still before the take profit, you're golden because the hedge trades comes back, goes to zero, right? That hedge trade was in profitability. And when it comes back to zero, you get out, you let the price continue to the take profit, and you protected your account. That's the entire point of this. And that's the number one thing that I do. And yes, it's a manual process. What I typically don't do, and if I do it, I get in trouble, is I don't add an equal and opposite trade, which is a hedge, and then try to, if it's a buy hedge, right? If I was in a sell trade and I do a buy hedge, I try not to. I used to do this a lot, but I'm like, it's so random and you get yourself in trouble. Whereas you take the equal and opposite hedge, let's say it's a buy, and then you start adding buy trades at small lot sizes, scaling in, trying to make the profit on the other way. That will almost always burn you. A hedge is simply a protection. And it's so important. What I want to do is I have some demo accounts that we've been testing stuff on. So one of the things I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to grab one of my accounts. I'm going to point probably the 10 pip hybrid over at it. Like, I think I have all kinds of different sizes accounts, but I think I've got one that's around $3,000-$4,000 demo account that we've been testing a bunch of stuff on. I'm going to send the 10 pip hybrid to it, and I'm going to bid obnoxiously. And what it's going to allow me to do is, let's say we were looking at the 10 pip hybrid right now, and we're in, 2 pairs, and Euro AUD has gone against because I'm bidding a lot, let's say, and let's say my margin level is down at 800%. Okay. Starting to get low. And let's say all of these Euro AUD trades are red. And I'm looking at it going, you know what? I don't know if it's going to go any farther, but if it does, I'm in trouble. Okay. So what I will do in that test account, we'll just let it play out, right? And there's 2 things that are going to come out of it. We'll let it play out, and I'll be able to show you why I entered the hedge is basically based off of my margin level percent, nothing else. And we'll watch it go. And, I'll set like on that hedge, the hedge will go into profit. I'll set a stop loss like just underneath that hedge, right? And once it moves away a little bit, and that way when it comes back, and if it does it in the middle of the night, it hits the stop loss for the hedge, takes me out, continues towards the take profit, and protects my account. It's about capital protection because I know you guys and I know I do. We like to bid a lot. We like to make more money than, what is realistic most of the time. So let me put this up there. What's this? Mark says, like you said yesterday, this is powerful, but it's all in timing. I used to wait until way too late. Yes, it's definitely all in timing. However, I might take the timing away a little bit because I am only thinking of it in this sense of capital preservation. Like I've bid too much. I can't take any more. I just can't take any more trades. And in that particular case, you get good at it. The only way to practice this, guys, and I've thought about it for you, is I thought about a lot of different things. You really have to set yourself up a demo account at a realistic size. And this is kind of going to be part 2 of what I'm telling you. And you need to take, for example, the 10 pip hybrid and send it to your account and bid more than you really should and practice in real time on a demo account. If you want it to happen a little bit faster, go set up a demo account and pipe in my premium signals feed and just take, instead of all 22 currency pairs, just grab 10, maybe 10 of the highest, most volatile, okay? And overbid a little bit and then manage it by hedging out of the ones that are really going against you. The problem with doing it on a lot of currency pairs, if you have to hedge like a bunch of currency pairs, like you're in trouble. That's where typically, especially with the 10 pip hybrid feed, you're not going to get multiple currency pairs that run away. I'm not saying it's not possible. Anything's possible. But it's designed and the market isn't really going to do that and run away on completely different currency pairs all at the same time. So, Doug says good morning. Josh says good morning. Joshua, I should say. I don't want to shorten up people's names and insult them. So, yeah, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you joining me. So I'm leaning a little bit on that, but it's so important because I see everybody going, well, Terry, this trade's really going against me. What should I do? Hedge and learn. And the best time to do it is practice. Listen, you might practice for the next 6 months and never really see a scenario. You need to be ready to hedge. So let's take a look at Euro AUD. We'll dig into it a little bit farther. Let's see. Hold on. I got a question here. Let me put this up here. What's the second level move on the hedging concept when the take profit does start getting really close to the hedge position level? There's a couple different ways to look at that, okay? So if the take profit does start getting drawn towards the hedge level, as long as the take profit is a little bit farther than the hedge level, you're probably going to be okay. Still probably going to take some losses because you don't have those additional trades. The idea here is not to magically, because you were overbidding or maybe over trading or a currency pair went against you, is not to magically just make profit on everything. You probably should be taking a loss if you're overbidding and, bring yourself back to reality. However, the other concept here, and I'll repeat this, what's the second level move on the hedging concept when the take profit starts to get really close to the hedge? What you can do is you can start looking at support and resistance. You can look at when it's turning around, right? And you can add yourself in, like if it was originally a sell trade and you had to buy hedge and it continued to move against you in the buy range, and this say now the take profit has moved above your buy hedge, you're in a little bit of trouble here. If you can, add another sell trade at a decent enough time, and this is the hard part, at a decent enough lot size that your account can handle. So remember, we have to kind of do this at a time when we still have some room in our account. So you can add that sell, because we know it's going. We know where it's going. And that probably will really help you if your take profit moves beyond your hedge and now your hedge isn't going to work. The only thing you can do at that point is do some partial closes if you need some more room and force some losses, right? And or add a trade that is going to, when it does move to the TP, because you know it's going there, so moving to the TP. And obviously getting involved in a group saying, hey, when do we think this is going to TP? When do we think this is going to move? You know, so group collaboration, that's called a mastermind, right? We can make our best guesses on that type of stuff. And yeah, if you can survive something like that by adding an additional trade as it moves towards take profit, you can mitigate your losses. And it's only in those worst case scenarios like UJ that goes 35 trades against you. You know, there are times where if I hedge early, you don't want to hedge early. But if you hedge too early in a deep trade, if you hedged at 15 and it went to 35, okay, that's probably, you know, like a really bad scenario. However, and my brain's just kind of think of all the different scenarios. We really have to see this in a real world. However, if you can open up some room and hedge early enough to where you're, and you only figure this out from practice, to early enough to where your margin level percent gives you enough room, because you're locking in that loss, right, in a good way when you hedge, it give you enough room to be able to add a decent sized trade, so when it does come back to take profit, you can get out of everything at a smaller loss, maybe break even, maybe even a little bit of profit. But once the take profit moves above or beyond your hedge, where your hedge is not going to be profitable, meaning you're not going to get your hedge back to break even, then it gives you the ability to kind of rethink what you're doing. And maybe I'm bidding too much for these pairs, for this market, so on and so forth. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. This is something that if you practice, you'll get good at it. And I practice this all the time. I have practice accounts where I'm practicing all kinds of things. So let's see what Denise says here. This is a little higher level, perhaps. We'll be really good if you're able to share an account that we can watch it happening. Not sure how to practice it at this point. You know, like I said, take some of the auto trades. I mean, if you want to dig right in and practice this, you could go ahead, and I've told people to do this, you could put the premium signals where it's all of my trades on a 100K demo account, and just, I mean, who cares if you blow it out, right? Go ahead and just pump up your lot size to something degenerate, like $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, maybe $30 on a 100K account. And some of those trades are going to go too far, and you can hedge them in practice. You really need to practice it in real time. I used to try to do it where I would just add a bunch of trades. But the real power behind the system here is that my AI system, my algorithm, knows, you know, that it's a sell trade and that it's going towards the sell take profit. That's the most powerful thing. I trust my system 100% in that sense. I have never seen my system and my algorithm, even at the very beginning, the very base roots of this algorithm, I've never seen it not be right. Meaning it does a sell trade, it might scale in against you, but it always goes to that take profit that it's scaling into. And again, it actually, the AI system actually takes into account certain things specific to a currency pair. Volume, daily range, average true range, things like that. Daily amount of pips that a certain currency pair moves. And it's bidding based off of those types of things. So it's always right. Now, it's, you know, people are like, well, yeah, you're position trading, it's always going to be right. Okay. That's what I said, right? So seeing it as one thing, and I like you said, Denise, seeing it as one thing, But you really need to do it too. You need to feel it, right? I see people trade extremely well on demo, kill it on demo. Live account, blow it out the first week because it's different. It's the difference between seeing and practicing yourself. All right, so I leaned a lot on that. Euro AUD is going to go into profit. Pretty simple. Let me see if I can move this a little bit here. I mean, who knows if it's going into profit right now? It could pull back. It could go sideways. But this is what we know it's going to do. In fact, sorry, the take profit is like right here. So, all right, why is that not working? The take profit's right here. So doesn't have that far to go. If you're just jumping in and you want to get into a good free signal, please do a sell on, what is it? Euro AUD. Please do it. You should. You're going to do well. And if not, you learn a couple things. You either overbid and you got some degenerate bid where you got to hedge out of it, or hedge to protect it, because the confidence that you have that it's going in this direction to a take profit is written in stone. It's just mathematics. Even if it goes up and up and up, it's still going this way to take profit inside the system, right? So yeah, jump into those trades. GBP USD, let's take a look at it on the chart here. What are we in a buy trade? Take profit is here. Buy was here. Prices moved against. It's slowly coming back. I mean, these are all good trades, right? So, all right. So I leaned on that a little bit. We all need to put a lot more time into doing that. And I'm going to create an account where we can talk about that on a daily basis. The part two that I didn't tell you is that if I go ahead and put, let's say, a $3,000-$4,000 demo account together, and I put my 10 pip hybrid on it, and I bid an outrageous amount for the account, what you're going to be pretty impressed with is, even though we're looking at it to watch and look for a potential hedge that we can, see happen, it's probably just going to make a bunch of money and not need to do that. That's also proof of concept that that account, or that feed, the 10 pip hybrid feed, is really, really good. It's intended to outpace the S&P 500. That's the intent. It's not intended to produce you, $400 a day in profit on a $6,000 account. It's not intended to do that. High profit feed is much more geared towards that. So let's pause here and let's move on to the next account we always look at. I'm going to look at a combination, and this kind of gives us to see what the market is doing in the closure. I'm not going to show you the open trades, but I'm going to show you the closed trades. I will verbally talk about the open trades. So this is an account that is taking the 10 pip hybrid trades, and it's taking the high profit feed trades. Okay, so let's take a look at it here. Give me a second to pull it up because I have dozens and dozens of accounts. So, in fact, you know what? I'll go ahead and show you this. I got to make sure I'm in the right one here. Yes, I am. So I'll show you this. So right now, the 10 pip hybrid feed has an AUD USD buy trade. And so I'm not afraid to give that away per se. But that is trading, I believe we're trading group 6. In fact, that's what I was looking up. I was going to show you guys a group. Let me do this while we're sitting here looking at this, and I'll have it in the background. Then I can switch over to it. So give me 1 second. I've got a document in my Google Drive that shows the groups, and I just kind of want to have that up. Let's see. Here it is. I want to have it up, and we'll go look at it if we need to. All right, so let me come back. Come back. All right, so we are trading. If we're in AUD USD right now, now I can do this. I'll switch over to the browser. If we're trading AUD USD right now, we are trading Group 4. Okay, and these are the pairs that are in the groups, and this has been a really good group. Let's go back, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So many things on my screen here. Okay. So if we look at the history, so we got some nice history because we got the 10 pip hybrid and the high profit trades going to this account. And total closed overnight $1,888.81. And you can see the trades. I know Denise was waiting for that CAD news, and she pointed out that, and we had a hell of a candle. You know what? We should go look at that. Did you see that candle on CAD JPY? Let's go look at that real quick. I think it's the one I was looking at. CAD JPY. Where is it at? Here it is. Was I right that yeah, there was this huge, see if I can put it up on the screen here. And this is even the 30-minute. Let's scale down a little bit. I think I might have been looking at the 5. Nonetheless, there was this, I don't know if it happened here. It definitely happened here. Huge wick. You probably can't see it on the video, but a huge wick, and then it popped up. Or I'm sorry, it went into profit. The trade went into profit. So let's come back here. We had gold take two take profits, really just one. It took the first take profit, price moved back, we got out at break even. Okay. NAS launched and pretty much did the exact same thing. It took profit on the first one, price backed out, and we basically broke even, 0 on the second trade, and TP3 was canceled. So still nice trades. Like, we don't know what they're going to do, but I do like this system where it gets me in, gets some profit. As soon as it takes that TP1, it sets the stop loss to break even. And if we don't get the movement, we still got a nice trade. Even if you're bidding very little amount on this, it all adds up. And once I release to you guys the new mindset, and really the whole reason I'm even, you might call this building this business or driving you guys in this direction, is I want to show you a better way to leverage all of this. Just a much smarter, better way. It will help you relax. It will help you stop overbidding. It will help you look at this as a huge future investment. Because frankly, I'll plant this seed. This is Forex trading at a, not a degenerate level, but at a conservative level. This is my retirement. I got at least another 30, 40 years left, right? Because I'm extremely healthy. I take NMN every day and resveratrol. I'm just kidding. But you can go look those up. You probably should be taking that stuff. So this is, I'm banking this on my retirement, but not directly. So we'll get into some of that pretty soon. We have some really nice trades here. This is really great. I feel good. We have a lot of closed trades. Now let's go look at the overall system, and beware, you're going to get FOMO. You're going to feel like you're missing out, right? If you feel like you're missing out on trades because the entire system is taking some trades that we're not taking right now in the 10 pip hybrid, then please go degenerately, add every trade in the world to your account and stress and stay up all night and manage it and blow it out and start again and blow it out and start it again. But if you want consistency, stick with the 10 pip hybrid. Now I'm going to pause and we'll go look at the overall system. Let me pull it up here and we'll talk about what we're looking at. It kind of gives you an idea of just the overall volume, but again, be careful of FOMO. So right now, the overall system has, I'm going to count these out loud, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 trades open out of 22 currency pairs. That doesn't mean 19 currency pairs are open. There's multiple trades on each. But let me show you this. And here's what's interesting. Did you see what the total profit was? Was it about $1,800 on the 10 pip hybrid and the high profit feed together? Yeah, it was bidding some pretty good amounts, right? Check this out. This is all of the trades in my algorithm that have closed overnight, right? Basically, since New York closed yesterday. Actually, I think the system resets when you're looking at daily profits at about 8 p.m. Eastern or something like that. So since 8 p.m. Eastern yesterday, this is what we got closed. So notice how if you were taking all of the trades, right, there's $1,636 of closed trades in here. You would also be seeing this in your premium signals feed. If you're pulling mine, which is my entire algorithm, if you're pulling that into a like a 100K demo account, which you should be through the social trader tools, the auto system. But if I look back at these trades, this gives you an idea of the volume, and there is no losses here because any red numbers were overtaken by higher amount trades on the exact same currency pair at the exact same time. So a really, really good, awesome system, but don't get FOMO, right? I'm going to be able to quell your FOMO feelings. I'm going to hold off until I come back from Vegas to solidify this new mindset, mind shift for you about trading, because I want to share it with people in person first and get some feedback, because I don't think, if I just threw it out there right now, I don't think it would hit as hard if I didn't have some sort of presentation to show you why I'm even thinking this way. I could say it, and I've said it to a few people like, oh yeah, is that what you do? Okay, yeah. I'm like, no, did you hear me? Like, do you know the numbers on this concept? So it's going to be pretty impressive. I believe that is what I wanted to share with you this Tuesday morning, April 16th. The membership is growing, and it's growing exponentially. I started this January 2nd, this particular direction. We got a couple hundred people, and I've only ever been building it. I have not advertised this or marketed it or anything else really to any sort of level. I'm going to start doing that. Couple things to be aware of, and let me make sure I did say everything I wanted to about, and I'm going to continue to talk about hedging. I will set up a test account that we can watch. There's something else I wanted to share. Oh, so let me look at the calendar real quick here, because I said this. So on the 20th, I'm pretty sure I'm saying this right. On the 20th, today's the 16th. As of the 21st, the all-in license is going to double from what the price is right now. And then I believe I said 10 days later, put the license price where it should be. I created some discounts. I also created some emotions from people that came in a year ago and paid more for their license. I get it. But 99% of those people aren't trading it at all. So I had to be able to build a system, and I want what we have right now. An active community, a really great, awesome system that I'm proud of, and that if you trade it properly and you follow along with my daily live sessions and you engage in the group and say, what about this? What about this? What about this? I have only ever been able to make it better because of you. However, the all-in license at midnight on the 20th it doubles. And then 10 days after that, so what will that be? So we'll call it the 21st. So that's 7. So pretty much, let me see here I got to count because my brain is fried. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so it would be like literally when I get to Vegas May 1st, the license is going to triple. That's just what I'm going to do, right? It's going to stay at that price. And if I want to do some specials and holiday discounts and special President's Day offer, I can do that. But I truly believe that it is at the lowest price I think I would ever offer the lifetime license at right now. So no scarcity, fake bullshit tactics. This was my plan all along. It's just, I know right up against the limits here. That's pretty, everybody will order on the last day. I get it. But if you want a lifetime license and listen, if you already have licenses, you can get more at an extreme discount right now compared to what it has ever been. And remember, I'm flexible, right? Like I'll give you an example. I say that you get 3 feeds. That means you get 3 copy licenses. I'll say this out loud. I probably shouldn't. I'm Mr. Nice Guy. I could be a smartass and say, my accountant told me not to do this. But you get 3 licenses, 3 copy licenses. So I have 3 feeds, premium, 10 pip hybrid, and the high profit feed. You get 3 copy feeds. You could copy 3. The truth is, on the copy feed on the high profit, you probably don't want to have the same bid on gold as you do on US 30, as you do NAS 100. You probably don't want to, like NAS 100 and US 30 probably should have the same bid, which is probably a lot lower than what you should bid on gold, right? So guess what that means? That means you have to have a couple different copy accounts because Social Trader Tools doesn't allow us to do a currency pair, a per currency pair bid. So you have to set up a copy account that copies gold. And then you have to set up another copy account that copies only US 30, to that same live account or wherever you're copying it to. So let me come back here, and I see a question I need to answer. What do we got here? Minimum balance needed for this scenario. So I think you're talking about the hedge scenario. Running both high risk and 10 pip on the same live account. Let me think of what you're really saying there. Minimum balance needed for this scenario. It has nothing to do with that. Minimum balance has to do with what you should be bidding, right? And it's all a random guess. If you told me what your minimum balance was, I might be able to give a little bit more better guidance, but it's not based off of that. If you're running the high profit feed and the 10 pip hybrid, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'll give you an example. I have about a $4,000 account right now where I'm running the 10 pip hybrid on it at absolute minimum lot size, and I'm running the high profit feed at pretty decent lot sizes. And why am I doing that? I'm a degenerate gambler, right? But more importantly, the high profit feed, the US 30, it doesn't trade all the time. It certainly we've been getting, 1 or 2 trades a day, but it's not trading continuously. Whereas the 10 pip hybrid will trade continuously. So I'm like, I'll be able to explain this better in a couple weeks when I get done with Vegas and I describe to you kind of like the new mindset, the direction. You'll go, oh, I see why you're doing that. But I get with the 10 pip hybrid at a minimum lot size coming into that $4,000 account, it's only making like a few dollars a day, right? But that's okay with me because it just keeps rolling and it keeps rolling and it keeps rolling and it keeps rolling. I'm not trying to trade, in my particular case, on a $4,000 account, I'm not trying to trade the 10 pip hybrid at a high level and the high profit feed on the same account at a high level. I'm not trying to do that. You do whatever you want, right? If you want to be real degenerate, then, run the 10 pip hybrid feed at a higher level that's making pretty nice money in that account. And then every day you'll get some gold and US 30 trades. You just have to be careful. You don't want to get into a scenario, and I don't want to, where the 10 pip hybrid was bidding too much and now we've got a runaway trade. We have to hedge. I guess at that point you could go turn, maybe now I'm rethinking this, but you could go turn off the gold and the US 30 and just kind of like, okay, let's finish this runaway trade. So it's all about managing your account and your own creative ability. That's all it is. Like, how creative can you be with an awesome algorithm like I have? How creative can you be with it? How creative do you want to be with it? So hope that answers you. But, if you come into the group and ask that, you can say, hey, here's what my account is here. And I, I can't tell you what you should bid on your account. I could give you some general ideas, what I might be doing in a conservative way. So, yeah. That's it. Appreciate the questions. This group is growing. I probably had more questions and comments this morning than I normally do. So appreciate you joining. I'm going to roll the outro. Let me get rid of this comment here. And I'll be in the group, here to support you. Continue to trade. We've had some nice market movement. I feel really good about what's going on, and probably I feel the best I've ever felt about the entire system and what we're doing and what I'm teaching you and what I'm focusing on. So that's it. I will see you in the next live session.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.